It's the beginning of fall and it's time to start making that fall decor. And in this video, I want to share with you how I took this drawing and made it into this tray. If you're interested in finding out how I made it, you're going to want to stick around for this video. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Edgar with AE Timber Pine, and this project is very simple. It's not really that complicated to make, and surprisingly, it's not that hard to convert an image or your drawing into an SVG file. Now, I know that you don't have to do it this way. I thought it would be an interesting way to get this tray made because in the fall time, you got to have a lot of trays for your candy and stuff like that. So I figured, why not draw something and quickly convert it into an SVG file? With that said, you have a lot of options. You can either draw something like this or pay a couple dollars and get a nicer SVG file that's ready to go, and you're able to carve that. In this video, I will share with you step by step everything that I did to be able to make this. So if something comes up in the future where you want to draw something or write something down and you want to convert it into an SVG file and then carve it, you can pretty much follow these steps. All right, guys, with that being said, if you are getting value out of this channel, out of these videos, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump into it.
Alright guys, so jumping into Carbide Create, initially I thought that I was going to use the trace image feature to create the vectors out of this image. And so let me go ahead and show you what happened. When I opened up the image of my drawing, yes, it did bring up the image tracing. Everything appeared fine. Once I pressed OK, it looked pretty good, but once I started getting into this area down here, for example, there was just a lot of jagged edges, a lot of rework that had to be done. And so with that being said, I thought it'd be a good example to try out Inkscape for the very first time. So I was able to convert the image into an SVG file using Inkscape. So let me just show you real quick how to do that. I'm still very new at this. I just wanted to really just convert the image into an SVG file. So I don't know all the tools. I don't know all their functions. So that's maybe something for a later video. But in this case, I just wanted to quickly do the conversion of the image into SVG. So what I did is I just simply dragged in the image just like that. And you get this image import window. I just pressed OK and it brought it in. With the image now imported into Inkscape, I went up here to the tools up here on the top, the menu bar, and under path, I clicked on trace bitmap. Once I have those options here on the right hand side, again, you have different options. All I kept it at was single scan, and then clicked and dragged, and you can see a preview of the image. So I went ahead and pressed apply. Now I can click and drag my image out of the way, and I have a nice SVG file here. You can still see that there is some jaggedness down here. So what I did is I just double clicked on the image, and now I'm able to start selecting and deleting some of these areas that need to be rounded out a little bit more. Also, you have these options here on the top here, and you have the option to make nodes smooth, for example. So I pressed that several times to smooth out the area, deleted nodes. And so I just basically went through that whole process to perfect this, or get it as perfect as I could. And so I just wanted to show you that there are some tools available to make it even better, and it is going to require some time on my part to learn this new program as well. So let's jump back into Carbide Create now. Alright guys, so jumping back into Carbide Create, now that I have my final SVG here from Inkscape, I still came in here and edited some of the nodes just to make sure that, again, I have that perfect output that I wanted. What's really cool about this project is that you can make it as small or as big as you want. You have the option now to resize this. And for this particular project, I have some material that is 7.5 inches wide by like 20 feet long. So I just obviously have to cut it to fit within my CNC. So this is going to be 7.5 by, let's just make it 10. The thickness of this material was 8.8125. This is hardwood. And we can keep everything else the same. Now with the grid showing the size of my material, I can come in here and select the pumpkin and resize it accordingly. I've already done that, so I just have to center it and I'm ready to go. Let me talk about the different toolpaths that I used. Initially, I was going to use an advanced V-carve to carve out these pockets, but when I reviewed the preview screen where it shows me the time that each tool will take to complete its project or to complete its run, there was a lot more time spent using the 60-degree V-bit than I wanted to. I didn't want to wear it out, especially carving out into hardwood. So I ended up switching over to just a pocket toolpath. For this pocket toolpath, I ran a start depth of 0 and a max depth of 0.2. And prior to creating the contour toolpath, you have to come back to the design and click on your vector, your image, and press on edit tabs. And then you're able to add the tabs wherever you'd like. Obviously, you want to set those tabs up on the outermost vector. you're going to want to set those tabs on the outermost vector because that's the vector line, right? That's the vector that's going to be used to carve out your pumpkin. So you want these tabs on the outermost vector. Once I have those tabs where I want them, I can then now come back into the toolpath and select the outermost vector only and create the contour toolpath. And for this contour toolpath, I still use the 1/4 inch end mill with the plunge and feed rate the same, 45, 65, 18,000 RPM, and the step over and depth per pass are still the default values that Carbide Create provided. The start depth is going to be 0.0 and the max depth is going to be the thickness of the material, 0.812. And for the offset direction, I selected outside right because I want the tool to run on the outside of this vector line. That is going to give me the full size pumpkin at the end. And so this is the final simulation of the pumpkin. This is what we're going to get. So let's go ahead and send this off to the machine. Okay guys, so I'm back into Carbide Create because the pockets just finished, and as I'm looking at them, they're a little bit too shallow still for the thickness of the material. So I need to carve those pockets a little bit more. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to come into the pocket toolpath and I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to update my starting depth to be 0.2 because the pockets did complete and they did go to the 0.2 depth. So I'm going to start there. That way I'm not having to carve air until I get down to the material again. And the max depth is going to be 0.4. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to save it again, and then we'll just upload it.